Good evening. Welcome to Truliant's 74th annual meeting. We're excited to have you all here with us tonight as we reflect and summarize Truliant's 2025 achievements. Before getting started, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge my fellow Truliant volunteers and thank them for their service. Jimmy Flythe Jr., Jimmy Wilson Jr., Regina Hayward, Barbara Demarest, Steve DeLacy, Kim Gatling, Martha Logeman, and B. Rodriguez. Also, we have Associate Directors Tom Harding, Todd King, our Supervisory Committee, Mark Gabriel, Ed Adala, Donald Bolar, and Jonathan Bethel, and then our Director Emeritus, Greg Thrush. Let's all give them a hand for their service. And now I would like to call the annual meeting of Truliant Federal Credit Union to order. The Federal Credit Union Handbook requires that our annual meeting be conducted in accordance with Robert Rules of Order, and it is customary to utilize a parliamentarian in case of need. Therefore, I appoint Anderson Langford, Truliant's Chief Credit Officer, as parliamentarian for this meeting. Anderson, as our appointed parliamentarian this evening, will you please establish that a quorum is present?
Mr. Chairman, the bylaws require that at least 15 members be present to establish a quorum, and more than 50 members are participating tonight.
Thank you. And I should probably tell you all that my name is Greg Johnson, and I'm the chairman of the board of Truliant. You're probably wondering, why is this guy standing up here? Who is he? Thanks, Anderson. Last year, a committee was appointed to approve the annual meeting minutes. The 2025 committee included Barbara Demarest, Martha Logeman, and Jimmy Wilson. Those minutes were approved, and tonight I appoint Martha Logeman, Regina Hayward, and Tom Harding to the committee charged with approving the minutes for this meeting. I will now entertain a motion for the agenda to be adopted as presented.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. The pace of change in financial services is accelerating. We can feel it all around us. As chairman of the board, I witnessed this in our members' expectations around technology and the competitive landscape surrounding us. A wave of new technologies is shaping the world of banking. It arrives at the close of an era defined by the connecting the systems behind everyday devices to make them more convenient for all of us. We're entering a new one where higher level work is automated and systems are capable of reasoning, creating, and personalizing at scale. Now, artificial intelligence, advanced data analytics, and real-time payments are much more practical instruments. Their potential to detect fraud faster, streamline processes, and help Truliant anticipate the needs of our members won't alter our purpose, but will change how we deliver our mission. In this environment, speed and adaptability matter. We are fortunate that Truliant can handle this complexity. Our credit union is adept at moving with the current, but we will not compromise the hard-earned trust of our members and employees to our valued credit union. Our success depends on our ability to anticipate shifts in how our members live. Work is more flexible and less predictable. The default household experience for adults and their children has changed. The path from education to career is no longer linear. The need for relevant financial education is greater than ever. We see the patterns and are adapting with the solutions before they are demanded. What's in our control is the design of ship and the performance of our crew. At Truliant, we don't see change as a threat. We see it as a call to lead with clarity and an unwavering focus on the people who trust this institution. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Jimmy Wilson, who will deliver our treasurer's report. Thank you.
Hello. I'm pleased to present the Treasurer's Report for the 2025 fiscal year. Truliant delivered strong financial performance amid continuing market uncertainty and higher funding costs. We strengthened capital, generated exceptional earnings, and posted steady growth in key financial categories, such as assets, loans, and deposits. The following highlights provide a summary of Truliant's financial performance in 2025 with comparison to peer credit union benchmarks and national credit union benchmarks where available. With asset growth, our total assets increased $180.7 million, reaching nearly $5.4 billion, a growth rate of 3.46%, compared to 0.82% in 2024. And comparing to our peer average growth rate of 6.02% and national growth rate of federally chartered credit unions of 5.4%. In the area of asset growth or deposit growth, total deposits grew by $182.6 million to $4.7 billion, an increase of 4.04%. This compares to a peer average growth rate of 6.35% and a national growth rate of 5.5% for federally insured credit unions. And I will note that deposit growth outpaced internal expectations late in the year, driven by strength in checking and money market balances. In the area of loan growth, our loans grew by $180.1 million to $4.4 billion, an increase of 4.26%, compared to a national peer average of 5.92% and a national loan growth rate of 4.6%. And loan growth finished modestly below our internal expectations, and the reason for that is we had a strategic focus to allow some of our auto loans to pay down and not to replace them in order to strengthen our credit risk positioning for last year. In the areas of net worth and capital adequacy, at year-end our net worth is $487.7 million, reflecting a $91.2 million increase, which is an 18.66% growth. Our regulatory net worth stood at 10.3% at the end of the year, well above our regulator's well-capitalized benchmark of 7%. And additionally, our risk-based credit ratio went from 12.13% up to 13.77% in 2025, which is quite a bit above our 10% threshold for well-capitalized institutions. So 2 good measures of strength last year. In the net income area, net income for the year totaled $91.15 million, which was a significant increase over 2024, which was 23.13% or million. Our return on assets was 1.77%, which was higher than both our peer average of 0.72% and the national average of 0.8% for federally insured credit unions. And the results improved because of several things: due to our strong net interest income, our lower credit loss provision, and increased non-interest income, which included income from a sale-leaseback transaction that happened last year. Our provision for credit losses was $67.19 million last year, down from $85.32 million in 2024, which was an improvement of 21.2%. Our non-interest operating expense totaled $216.27 million, which was an increase of $19.89 million, or 10.1%. And also our operating expense ratio rose to 4.8% of our average assets, which was up from 3.78% last year, and also above the peer average of 3.37%. However, although we were higher by 41 basis points than our peers, our net interest margin outperformed theirs by 88 basis points at 4.24 versus a peer average of 3.36. So net, we still came out quite a bit better. In our asset quality, our delinquent loan ratio improved to 0.95% in 2025, which is down from 1% in 2024, and slightly higher than the peer average of 0.88%, and the national just also slightly less than the national delinquency rate of 1%. Our net charge-offs also improved to 1.43% compared to 1.65% in 2024, and we continue to closely monitor credit quality and maintain appropriate allowance coverage. In addition to improving our delinquency and charge-off performance in 2025, We also expanded our hardship program to support our members who are experiencing financial stress. Additionally, we strategically utilized Zest AI to enhance our underwriting and streamline our approvals, which allowed us to have more consistent credit decisions and improve the member experience while contributing to a lower provision for credit losses during the year. So in conclusion, Truliant's 2025 financial results reflect our steadfast commitment to member service, fiscal responsibility, and long-term sustainability. Our strong earnings, solid deposit growth, and improved capital position demonstrate the strength and resilience of our financial foundation as we move into 2026. And as we look ahead, our continual financial strength allows us to remain focused on prudent financial management and strategic investments that enhance our member experience and support Truliant's member-first mission of improving lives.
Thank you, Jimmy, for that report. And now Mark Gabriel, Chair of the Supervisory Committee, will deliver the report of the Supervisory Committee.
The Supervisory Committee, composed of a chairperson and up to 4 committee members, is a standing committee of the board. The role of the Supervisory Committee is to first, ensure the board and management meet required financial reporting objectives and establish policies and procedures to safeguard members' assets. Secondly, determine whether internal controls are established, the records are promptly and accurately prepared, plans set by the board are properly administered, and policies are sufficient to safeguard assets. Third, ensure the credit union adheres to the requirements for reports filed with NCUA, perform or obtain an audit, and verify or cause the verification of members' accounts. To that end, the committee contracted with Doran Mayhew CPAs and advisors to conduct the credit union's 2025 annual audit. Results of the audit show the financial statements fairly present the results of the operations and financial position for the period, and no material weaknesses in internal controls were reported. In addition to its external audits and regulatory examinations, the credit union also employs a full-time internal audit department that reports directly to the Supervisory Committee. Is that correct?
Thanks, Mark. And now I have the pleasure of introducing Truliant's President and CEO, Todd Hall, to give his report. Todd?
Well, wasn't that nice? I got a little applause at the start. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for that. And I really appreciate each of you taking a few minutes tonight to join us for the annual meeting. If you'll tolerate me, I'd like to share a few thoughts about 2025. As Truliant Federal Credit Union continues to diligently expand the possibilities of what we can do for our members, our experience offers an instructive look on how to pair long-standing values with innovation and performance. Being a credit union today means navigating a wider landscape of responsibilities, increasing regulatory pressure, heightened cybersecurity and fraud risks, and the need for sustainable, diversified revenue streams are issues facing our industry. Truliant is committed to delivering value to our members by adapting to changing expectations through strong governance, innovation, and active community engagement. In 2025, Truliant grew in a number of meaningful ways: revenue, branches, regional offices, lending, and most importantly, people. Truliant's culture is our engine. Financially, we made deliberate decisions to position ourselves for future growth while enhancing our already strong capital ratios. We maintain a balance sheet that is resilient in a changing rate environment. Whether rates rise or fall, net earnings accrue to the benefit of Truliant's members. These choices reflect a disciplined approach. We balanced growth, capital, and strategic planning, setting us up well for 2026 and beyond. Staying relevant for members is essential in today's competitive environment that includes traditional banks, fintechs, digital platforms, and alternative financial options. including emerging technologies and digital assets. With more choices and higher expectations, we continue to deliver value through programs that strongly resonate with our members. These range from helping to lower existing auto loan payments to offering flexible checking options, both feature-rich and simplified, to meet our different needs of the members that our members are faced with today. We launched solutions to give members greater flexibility and smarter options to simplify their finances, consolidate higher cost debt, or fund important priorities, backed by the personal guidance we're known for. Additionally, in 2025, our hardship solutions team became a defining part of how we help stabilize members financially, providing relief when it matters most. Our small business lending reached new heights. Truliant was the top SBA 7A loan originator among all credit unions for the second consecutive year. It has been remarkable to build on a significant local commercial loan growth we've achieved through strong relationships, regional offices, and dedicated staff. With the development of the small business program, we are competing on a national stage, maintaining a competitive position among top banking institutions. In our consumer lending, the combination of technology and member-first design is evident. As technology shifts manual processes from weeks to days to minutes, we have compressed funding timelines. Our early adoption of artificial intelligence tools have been great benefits to our members. More AI enhancements are on the way to further improve the member and employee experiences. The difference is tangible. Faster access to funds when members need them most, as we work to provide quality on par with national brands. Innovation at Truliant is not limited to products and processes. It extends to the culture of our workforce. Our Inclusion and Belonging team received multiple honors in 2025 for successfully embedding inclusive practices into the daily fabric of our workplace. Our continued development of this area reflects an accept you for who you are philosophy that invests in talent, training, and support structures, which has contributed to us also earning a growing number of Best Places to Work honors. Innovation in community connections and brand identification is another theme at Truliant. In 2025, increased community engagement further took root as a direct result of our initiatives through the Truliant Foundation. Beyond giving through grants, scholarships, and special initiatives, we successfully partnered for a second consecutive year on a major matching funds campaign to amplify our impact throughout the Carolinas and Virginia. As these efforts and others show, we have never been more active in our communities. Finally, Truliant's strategic expansion underscores that these innovations are not isolated experiments. They are part of our broader growth. For example, the opening of a regional office in Charlotte's South Park area established a strategic anchor in one of the nation's most competitive banking corridors, signaling our intent to compete at the highest levels. Together, these developments paint a picture of a credit union that does not rely on legacy geographies or rigid product sets. Instead, Truliant is pressing into new markets and gaining share by pairing cooperative values with disciplined execution. For our members, Truliant's trajectory over the last 12 months should reinforce confidence that Truliant is both safeguarding their interest and seeking new ways to create value. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Todd, for all you do to lead Truliant in such a wonderful way. And now to announce the results of our 2026 Board of Directors election, which was conducted earlier this year. Jimmy Wilson.
Thank you. On behalf of the Governance and Nominating Committee, I'd like to report that the 2026 Board of Directors election concluded on February 2nd, 2026, and the results were verified by Yes Elections. The following three directors were each elected to serve a 3-year term: Greg Johnson, Martha Logeman, and Kim Gatling. All elected terms begin on this date, April 27, 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. I declare the report received, and congratulations to the 2026 Board of Directors election winners. Is there any further business to come before this assembly at this meeting? And is anyone aware of any new or unfinished business? Hearing none, I would like to thank you all again for attending the meeting tonight. And on behalf of the entire Board of Directors and management team, thank you for all that you do as members of the credit union. And I declare the 74th annual meeting adjourned. Thank you.